Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Well, dear students, we are going to start with the first poem that is included in our course. And the title of the poem is A Bird Came Down the Walk. And it's written by Emily Dickinson, the famous American poetess. Before we start with the explanation of the stanzas, let me brief you a little about the poem. This is a beautiful observation of nature, and the poem captures a moment of quiet interaction between a human and a bird, although on somewhat unconscious level. And through simple language and very vivid imagery, Emily Dickinson portrays the bird's natural behavior. He's eating, drinking, and moving very cautiously. And on the other hand, it very subtly explores the contrast between the instinctive life of nature and the human gentleness. The poem reflects Emily Dickinson's characteristic style, that is, close attention to very small, minute details. The poem has a musical rhythm, and definitely the poetess is famous for her philosophical depth as well. So, in short, it reveals both the beauty and fragility of the natural world, showing how even a tiny creature possesses grace and caution in its movement. So, this is the introduction. Now, let us start with the stanza that I have here, the very first stanza. And it says, A bird came down the walk. He did not know I saw. I, that is the poet. And he bit. The word he is used for the bird. And the fellow here will be used for the angleworm. So, in this opening stanza, basically the poetess quietly observes a bird as it walks down a garden path. And as we have seen in the very first line, a bird came down the walk. And he did not know I saw. That means the bird is unaware that it's being watched. And here, actually, Dickinson uses very vivid natural imagery to show the bird's instinctive behavior, that is catching and eating a worm. So he bit in halves. That means the bird cut the worm in two halves, and this is the action is simply simple, yet very realistic. The word raw actually highlights nature's directness and the bird's lack of self-consciousness. And through this, the poet introduces the theme of nature's simplicity and cruelty. And we see that in nature, both these things are coexisting naturally. So that is how the first stanza has gone. In the first stanza, at the outset, we see that poetess has used imagery, very vivid imagery, the picture, and then the personification when she says the fellow, the worm. I've already told you that this fellow is used for angle worm, so that is where she is using a personification as if it were a person. And then finally, the fellow raw, so that is the natural act of survival, because obviously the bird has to satisfy his hunger, and so that is contrasted later, in fact in the coming stanza, with the bird's gentleness. So she has used the poetical devices to suit her purpose. All right, dear students, we have the second stanza now before us, and that is, and then he drank a dew from a convenient grass, and then hopped sidewise to the wall to let a beetle pass. Well, in the first stanza, we saw that the poetess has depicted that the bird has divided the worm into two pieces and ate to his satisfaction. And then, after eating the bird refreshes itself by drinking a drop of dew, which was present on the blades of grass. This is, dear students, a kind of image that creates a soft, delicate contrast to the earlier violent act of dividing or cutting the worm into two halves. The phrase convenient grass actually suggests, here it is, the convenient grass that suggests ease and the natural order. So the bird then hops and sideways, courteously making way for a beetle. So this again shows that even in nature, there is a kind of unspoken harmony and respect among creatures. Because now he is satisfied, his hunger has been satiated, so he is very contented with that. And when a beetle is passing by, he just moves away sideways and gives him the way, gives the beetle the way, and let the beetle pass. So this shows that even in nature, Dickinson actually beautifully blends gentleness and grace into the bird's actions. So that is how this second stanza can be explained. Again, the use of imagery is there in the second stanza as well, and so as personification. But in this case, here this grass has been personified, described as a convenient, giving him the human-like usefulness. And then we see that there is a use of symbolism as well, that is the act of letting the beetle pass, and that symbolizes harmony and coexistence in the nature. So dear students, that is how you need to understand this second stanza. Okay, dear students, the third stanza is before us now. Again, he, that is used for the bird. Then he glanced, after letting the beetle pass, he glanced with rapid eyes. Rapid eyes actually means that he is very alert and very cautious. And it's quick, rather darting eyes are compared to frightened beads. And here actually the poet is using a very striking simile that captures both the brightness and the nervousness of the bird. And this again tells us that Dickinson's close observation and how through that she reveals her awareness of how even small creatures live in constant vigilance, and they also sense danger everywhere, because the whole stanza actually is focusing on how the bird is moving her eyes in all direction, just sensing that there is an impending danger around. And this stanza basically reflects nature's instinctive fear and alertness, reminding us that freedom in the wild world is always shadowed by survival. That means you need to be very vigilant, otherwise, you may be killed at any moment. And as I've already explained, in this stanza, there is a simile, as I've already said. Like is a word that is used when we are comparing something to something. And here, his eyes, they have been compared with the frightened beads. So that is the make of making use of simile. Then metaphor, that is so I was explaining metaphor, on the other hand, is the direct comparison when we do not use the word like or as. And the very striking thing in this stanza is the tone, that is very nervous and cautious, showing how vulnerable the bird is in that condition. So that is how, dear students, you need to understand the third stanza of the poem. All right, dear students, we are moving towards the stanza number 4. In this, the poet is saying, he stirred his velvet head. Stirred actually means he moved, and velvet actually shows that it was a soft head that the bird had. But he's moving the velvet head like one in danger. So he's very cautious, as we have seen the case in the third stanza, that he was watching everywhere in a very cautious manner. So here in this stanza, this shows that the bird's delicate beauty and sensitivity that has been described. And the speaker, when the speaker offers its crumb, it becomes a moment of, I would say, very gentle connection or relationship. That is a human attempt to bridge the gap between humanity and nature. And obviously, nature has been symbolized by the bird. However, the bird remains a little wary, a little cautious, and this interaction actually symbolizes the fragile boundary between humans and wild creatures. Obviously, it's not very customary to have the wild birds or animals let in your house and they will become your friend instantly. That does not happen very often. So, actually, the trust, that is very rare and very delicate as well. So that is how the fourth stanza has gone. And again, in this stanza, uh, there is like, again, the word has been used. So that is the simile which is used in this fourth stanza. That is birth compared to one in danger, very cautious. And then imagery is there, that is he's unrolling his feathers, so all that. And definitely metaphor is there, flying compared to the right, that actually is coming in the last stanza. The symbolism, as I've already said, that has been used, that is the human attempt by offering a crumb. Uh, and opposite to that is bird's independence. Well, normally the birds choose their freedom and they fly away. So that is how you can identify the different poetic devices that have been used in this fourth stanza. Right, dear students. Well, the incident continues in the final and the fifth stanza. Uh, that is, he unrolled his feathers. That means the bird has decided to leave by unfolding its wings and flying away, and rode in softer home than oars divide the ocean. And here actually Emily Dickinson compares its graceful flight to oars, and that is while we are boating, moving silently through the water, and first here and then to the butterflies uh, gliding effortlessly in the sun, the banks of noon, she has said. That is the daytime. So these comparisons create a picture of very pure and silent beauty, and the imagery of silver and plashless, that means without any splash, without any sound, emphasizes smoothness and serenity that is present in the nature. And the ending actually suggests the nature's creatures move in a realm of grace that humans can admire, but probably they can never fully enter. So that is how she has actually depicted a very minute, small incident, and she has portrayed it in a very unusual or remarkable kind of experience. In this stanza, she has used the extended simile when she said she then oars divide or butterflies. So she has compared the bird's flight with oars dividing the ocean silently. The imagery, definitely, that is very much there, the silver ocean, the butterflies in the sunlight. So that actually creates a image in our mind. And then the symbolism is there, the flight, as it has been said here. So and the flight actually is symbolizing here freedom and beauty. And then obviously there is an alliteration, like we have here banks of noon, and then again in the last line leap and fleshless, so the same sounds are there. So actually it ends the poem in a very smooth sound and movement. So that is how, dear students, you need to understand this poem. And well, just in the end I would say that through this gentle encounter that is between the poetess and the bird, she has portrayed nature's charm, caution, and elegance all together. So the poem actually invites the readers to observe closely, to see beauty in very ordinary and normal things in life, and to recognize the balance of fear and freedom in the natural world. So, with these words, dear students, I am leaving you for the today's session, and in the next, inshallah, we will see the difficult words and phrases that are there in the poem and that you need to understand. So, I inshallah see you in the next lecture. Thank you very much.